Arthur Wellesley was born in Ireland in 1769. He grew up in a time when the world was changing. He came from a noble family, but he wanted to be a soldier. Arthur's early life was not easy, but he always had big dreams. He wanted to do something great and make his family proud. At a young age, he joined the army. He started his career as a young officer in the British Army. Arthur learned quickly, and soon he became a skilled leader. He had the chance to fight in many important battles. Over time, he became one of the most famous generals in the British Army. Arthur was known for his intelligence and his ability to plan battles. He was very careful and always thought ahead. People admired his calmness during difficult situations. He never gave up, even when things were hard. One of his most important achievements was during the Napoleonic Wars. At this time, Napoleon Bonaparte was the leader of France. Napoleon wanted to take over Europe, and many countries were at war with him. Arthur Wellesley became a key figure in the fight against Napoleon. He was given command of the British Army in the Iberian Peninsula, which is now Spain and Portugal. The French had been controlling much of this area, and Arthur's job was to stop them. Arthur knew that he had to be very clever to defeat the powerful French forces. He spent a lot of time studying maps and learning about the land. He planned his movements carefully and made sure that his soldiers were always ready. He believed that patience and good planning were just as important as strength in battle. He also knew how to make the most of the support from the local people. Arthur's army worked together with the Spanish and Portuguese forces. They all had one goal: to drive the French out of the Iberian Peninsula. Arthur's leadership was strong, and his army was well trained. They faced many challenges, but they kept fighting. One of the most famous battles he led was the Battle of Vittoria in 1813. In this battle, Arthur and his army defeated the French, and it was a turning point in the war. This victory helped weaken Napoleon's control over Europe. Arthur's success in Spain and Portugal made him a hero in Britain. He was given the title of Duke of Wellington after his victories in the Napoleonic Wars. This title showed how much the British people respected him. He had earned a reputation as one of the greatest military leaders of his time. Arthur Wellesley was not only skilled in battle, but he was also good at managing people. He knew how to motivate his soldiers and make them believe in themselves. He made sure that they were well taken care of, and he always led by example. He was strict but fair, and his men trusted him. He inspired them to keep going even in the hardest moments. The soldiers were ready to follow him into battle, knowing that their commander would lead them with courage and wisdom. His ability to lead by example made him stand out from other generals of the time. After the wars, Arthur's life took another turn. He went into politics and became the Prime Minister of Britain. His military experience helped him lead the country during a difficult time. Even as a politician, he continued to be admired for his honesty and determination. Arthur Wellesley worked hard to improve the lives of the people in Britain. He made decisions that were often difficult, but he always tried to do what was best for the country. He did not always agree with everyone, and some people criticized him. But he always stayed true to his beliefs and his values. Arthur's leadership style was steady and focused, and many people respected him for it. He was not someone who made hasty decisions or followed popular opinion. Instead, he thought carefully about the consequences of his actions and made choices that would benefit the country in the long run. He was known for his calmness and his ability to stay calm under pressure, both on the battlefield and in the political world. Arthur was also a man of great discipline. His soldiers respected him because he led with integrity. He made sure that the soldiers had everything they needed to succeed. He never asked anything from his men that he was not willing to do himself. He shared in their hardships, and this made him a leader who was deeply respected. His soldiers knew he would always be there with them, whether they were marching through tough terrain or facing the enemy in battle. This sense of solidarity helped to create a bond between him and his men. It also helped him build a reputation as a commander who could be trusted. Even in moments of great danger, when victory seemed uncertain, Arthur's men never doubted that he would lead them to success. During his time as the Duke of Wellington, Arthur continued to influence British society and politics. His ability to work through difficult problems made him an important figure in government. He was not someone who enjoyed conflict, but he knew when it was necessary to make hard decisions. He worked to bring peace and stability to a country that had been affected by war for so long. His leadership was not just about winning battles, but also about creating a more stable and just society. He encouraged the development of trade, improved the military, and worked to make sure that Britain's economy remained strong. Although he faced criticism from some politicians and the public, his clear vision for the country made him a leader who was respected by many. Arthur Wellesley's influence did not stop with politics. After he retired from active politics, people continued to remember him as one of the greatest military leaders in history. His legacy lived on through his actions and the example he set for future generations. His military tactics are still studied by soldiers and historians today. His leadership during the Napoleonic Wars is often regarded as one of the best examples of how to lead an army in difficult conditions. The battles he fought, the decisions he made, and the lessons he taught became part of his lasting impact on military strategy. In his later years, Arthur retired from active politics. However, his legacy lived on. People continued to remember him as one of the greatest military leaders in history. He passed away in 1852, but his story is still told today. His life was full of achievements, and he showed what could be done with hard work and courage. Arthur Wellesley's name will always be remembered, and his influence is still felt in history. He will always be known as the Duke of Wellington, a title that reflects his bravery and leadership. His story teaches us that with determination and careful planning, we can achieve great things. Even in the face of great challenges, it is possible to succeed if we stay focused and never give up. Arthur's story is not just about his military victories, but also about the personal qualities that made him a great leader. His discipline, courage, and wisdom helped him make tough decisions during times of war. He led not only with his mind but with his heart, and this made him a figure that others wanted to follow. He never sought glory for himself. His focus was always on the success of the mission and the well-being of his soldiers. This attitude earned him the respect of those around him, and helped him build a strong, effective team. Even after his death, Arthur Wellesley's contributions to the world continued to be celebrated. Schools, streets, and even statues have been dedicated to him in recognition of his leadership and military success. People from all walks of life remember his name and the many lessons he taught about perseverance, strength, and leadership. His story is an inspiration to those who seek to make a difference, whether on the battlefield or in everyday life. In the end, Arthur Wellesley's life is a reminder that greatness comes from hard work, determination, and a deep sense of responsibility. He showed the world that with the right attitude and the right approach, it is possible to overcome any obstacle. His story will continue to inspire leaders and soldiers for generations to come.